with our silver medal topics. Russell, what do you got as your silver medal topic this week?
My silver medal topic of this week is Shohei Otani, the Babe Ruth of Japanese baseball. He is a right-handed pitcher, throws about 95, 96 miles an hour, and hits 400-foot home runs at the plate as a designated hitter. One of the best players we've seen in baseball, not even in Japan, in baseball in a long time. He's one of those unicorn types, just a unique skill set all the way around. And this week, they've been trying to work the MLB Players Association and the Nippon Baseball League over in Japan to try to get a deal done to get him over to Major League Baseball so he can become a free agent. He's already signed with a United States sports agency. So the plan is for him to come over, and they're saying he could be posted as soon as next week, and teams can start courting him, trying to get him and to hopefully sign him by the beginning of the year. I think this is great for baseball, not only because this guy has so many different skills, but because it's something we haven't seen in baseball. Like, this guy could potentially play in the field and pitch. Like, it's really unique. But here's the question: can a player do that in Major League Baseball? And my honest answer is probably no. And if you would ask me why, I think it's hard enough to do one thing amazing in the MLB. Whether it's pitching, it's hard to be a really good pitcher in Major League Baseball because you're facing the best hitters in the world. And it's hard to be a really good hitter in Major League Baseball because you're facing the best pitchers in the world. Right? So people always like to talk about Babe Ruth being a guy who did both. Babe Ruth wasn't seeing 95 miles an hour when he was hitting, right? And he wasn't seeing 95 miles an hour on the mound. Like, he wasn't just blowing guys away. So he wasn't seeing some like the hitters we have in baseball now. So
you know what he wasn't seeing? He wasn't seeing black batters or black pitchers either. And so that doesn't help, So it's like he was facing a talent pool that wasn't very diverse, and people were drinking, and you're right. It's a different time. It's way more professional now. But let me play devil's advocate for you. Let me give you a name, and you'll know exactly where I'm going when I say this. Rick Ankiel. Rick Ankiel started as a pitcher and then turned out to be a pretty good hitter. And it wasn't like he was an otherworldly talent, like pretty elite, but I wouldn't say he was on the hype level of this kid. And to be honest, you listen to all these baseball people in reaction to this kid, and they're saying, "Oh, well, what position is he going to play?" That's an advantage. You wouldn't say to Giannis or LeBron, "Oh, what position is he going to play?" You'd be like, "Sweet, what position is he going to play?" Because he can play multiple positions. It's an advantage. I think baseball is a little lacking creativity right now, and I think this kid's perfect. Because what would get me to watch baseball, I would love to see someone like that who is doing it every day, hitting and pitching. That's an MVP candidate right there. If he is what he truly is, he could be one of the most unique talents we've ever seen, and I'm just so excited. And it's like the only thing I can think of. It's like Ichiro and Darvish if they morphed into one. It's cool. Yeah. It's so cool.
I think to go to your first point about Rick Ankiel sucked as a pitcher. Right? Rick Ankiel was a really bad pitcher. This kid has the potential to be a Yu Darvish type of talent, right? So if he can, why mess around and let him hit, right? To me, I think worst case scenario, he's Madison Bumgarner. He's a guy who pitches every fifth day, is amazing, and could potentially hit home runs. You know what I'm saying? And that's great because there's a lot of pitchers who they just go up there with the bat in the hand, strike one, strike two, strike three, they're done. But this is a guy who could be a threat at the plate, and which is even, for a National League club, that's really cool. But for an American League club, what do you do? Like, do you DH him twice a week when he's not pitching? Like, what do you do? There's a guy, Brendan McKay, very popular name, top draft pick in this past draft to the Tampa Bay Rays. Same thing. He was a left-handed pitcher at the University of Louisville, where he played baseball for 4 years. He was also one of the best hitting first basemen in the country. And so the Rays let him do both this year. They didn't do it often, but they let him pitch. They let him hit at the same time. And they're going to let him do it for a little while. They don't know how long they're going to do it. They might stop it at some point, but they're going to try and let him do both. But I think the idea itself of having a guy who can do both is so fun and so cool. But logistically, it just doesn't work because it's so hard to be good at one thing, let alone multiple things.
Okay, well, let's say logistically it's not possible. Hypothetically, what is more valuable? If he is an all-star hitter or if he's an all-star pitcher? If he's an all-star everyday fielder, everyday player, or just once every 5 starts, what would you rather have?
Oh, well, to me, I've always said position players are way more valuable because you play every day.
Yeah.
You know, when you're a pitcher, you can be a Cy Young winner and you make 30 starts a year. So you affect 30 games. When I'm a position player, I affect 162 games. And that's always going to be more valuable to me. Like, you know, you got a lot of these guys who were drafted as pitchers who were all state and all like Hunter Green, who was the #1 overall pick in this year's draft for the Red, was probably also one of the best shortstops in this draft. Was a really good hitter, really good defensively. I thought the Reds should have drafted him as a shortstop because you affect the game every day, not just once every 5 days. So I think as a hitter, if he's good enough to hit major league pitching, I think having him as a hitter every day is more valuable. I don't know if that means DHing him, put him in the outfield. They said he's played a little right field, but he hasn't done it in a long time, so he doesn't know if he can do it at a MLB level. But yeah, position players are way more valuable to me.
Yeah, so in the end, I think he'd have to be significantly better at pitching than hitting to say, hey, I want you as a pitcher. Because in the end, you said he threw 95?
Yeah, 95 plus.
I think it's impressive, but in the end, I'd still rather have the everyday player. You know, I think you're right on that. So, I think that wraps that up.